Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving you guys a review on the 2020 Polaris Sportsman 450. So far I've had this four-wheeler for a few months now. I bought it in March and now we're in May, I believe, and it's officially hit 500 miles, and figured it'd be a good time to give a review over it just because everything that is on is pretty well broken in. But so far I've had pretty good luck with this four-wheeler. I've had a few issues come up, but nothing extremely major or expensive to repair on it. But overall it's been just a great four-wheeler, and you really can't find anything for a better price than the Sportsman 450 HO's non-power steering. HO stands for high output, but in case you didn't know. But yeah, I really like it so far. The only issue, so I'll go through the issues I've had with it in a little bit, but yeah, so anyways, it's a great four-wheeler for the price. But you can get them. I paid $5 grand for this one, and by the time sales tax and registration fees and stuff is $5,500 out the door, which, I don't know, to me seemed almost cheaper than just buying a used four-wheeler, just because, you know, it's so cheap. You know, all the used ones are going for around $3 or $4 grand, and you know, why not just spend a few more grand and get a brand new one? So that's why I bought one brand new. But yeah, so it's just awesome. I think that you can still get these pretty cheap, and with it being, you know, cheap, you get uglier rims, and these are the Polaris tires, but you know, whatever, I guess they're not anything great. I do plan on getting some different rim, or different wheels, I guess, not rims, but different wheels with a different tire setup. I think I'd go with more of a mud tire, because I do quite a bit of mudding. As you can see, the thing still got a lot of mud on it, even though I did kind of rinse it off just a little bit before I made this video, but got all the big chunks of mud off of it. But yeah, it's pretty, the tires are decent for trail riding, but nothing great for mud, and they've already worn down quite a bit in the back when it was new. But so I mean, stuff like that, you know, they do cheap out on, because, you know, it's not an expensive machine. And I do really want to get a front bumper for this, because it's all plastic in front, which that's, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. And I do want to get a winch. I think I'm going to be getting a winch here really soon, because it's almost an essential for mudding. But I'm not sure if I'm going to buy the Polaris winch, or if I'm just going to try the Harbor Freight winch, which I think is like under $200. But I don't know, I might make a review and install on that and test it out and see how good it really is, because it's so cheap. Why not just try it? But yeah, so far I've had, you know, the only issues I've had with this four-wheeler were I ended up, actually, it wasn't nothing to do with Polaris's fault. It was all completely my fault, which I don't even know why I'm complaining about it in this video, but just wanted to tell you guys that I think it was at 300 miles I actually swamped it, got water into the engine from mudding. But I'll make maybe a whole nother video on how that all happened. But anyways, we, you know, drained the oil several times and changed the oil and got it all back going, and nothing wrong with it ever since. But then the other issue, which probably is Polaris's fault, but maybe I was riding it too hard, I don't know, but it is a four-wheeler, so they kind of are made to be beat on. But I broke this CV axle right there, right here, or right, I guess, down in that where the shaft connects to the U-joint or whatever. So I upgraded to an all balls extreme axle, I think they're called, and they're like $180. But I don't know if you'll be able to tell on video, but it's a lot, the new aftermarket one's a lot better. It's heavy duty built and stuff, so it should last way longer than this one. So only weird thing is this one still isn't broken on me yet, but I'm sure it'll come, and it'll probably leave me, you know, stranded or something, who knows. But I do plan on replacing it, just not now anyway. I'll maybe make an install video when I do decide to replace it, just because there's not too many videos on these four-wheelers on YouTube. So I guess anything I can help other people out with would be good. So if there's any other types of videos you'd want to see on this four-wheeler, just let me know in the comments below. That'd be great. But yeah, so I'm not, the whole Polaris warranty thing, they would not stand behind it, and I just got frustrated with talking on the phone, so I was just like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna go aftermarket. And so that's what I did, just went with an aftermarket one and installed it myself, and I have no complaints there. But that, I just really wish that, you know, they had better warranty on these things. That's one thing I just don't like about Polaris, or maybe it just was the dealers that I contacted just weren't the greatest, but who knows. And that, I think I broke at, that was at 300 miles. I actually swamped the four-wheeler at 200 miles, I believe. But yeah, luckily I haven't had any issues with the EFI on it or any of that, or any engine issues at all. Like I was kind of, if you read some of the reviews on these four-wheelers on, you know, Polaris.com or whatever, you'll see a lot of negative stuff, and I really haven't noticed any negative stuff besides, you know, there's just, you know, like, I've never heard of anyone, I never saw a review of anyone else breaking their CV axle, so who knows, it could have just been my machine, or I could have been just riding it harder, I guess. But yeah, so far I just love this thing and stuff. It's been a great wheeler, and yeah, I guess then a few other things I just don't like on it that aren't a huge deal is just all the plastic. You know, it's a Polaris, you know, where if it was a Can-Am, you know, you'd get racks and stuff on them, but you know, I don't know, it's not a big deal. Like I said, it's a cheaper four-wheeler, but yeah, then this weird oil cap thing, it's kind of annoying because the oil plug's way down there, and I don't know, it's kind of always hard to, I have pretty small hands and skinny fingers, I guess, and it's hard for me to even kind of sometimes get it out, but I don't know, it's not a huge deal, I guess. And I've had that actually fall out a couple times on me, so I'm always worried I'm gonna lose that. But and another annoying thing with this is where the battery is located. It's located right down there, and it's just annoying because, you know, if you ever have to jump it, it's just so hard to get at. And then the oil filter is back there, I don't know if you can see that, and then spark plug is up top, but you can't get it from under the seat. So the only thing you can get at from under the seat is really just the air box. Oh wow, it's still pretty muddy down here, but spark plug is kind of way back there on the side, and you just can't get at it really from anywhere good. And to pull the plastics, this plastic flare off here, and then you can get a socket kind of in there and pull it out. But this thing's ready for a good cleaning. I still haven't cleaned the air filter yet, but I haven't been really riding too much in the dust. It's been a lot more just mud riding. And when I did swamp it, the water never got in the air box. It went up the exhaust. So just so I'd let you guys know, so that way you guys don't freak out at me. Oh, you swamped it and you didn't ever clean the air filter? No, just water never got in the air box. And then the seat just gravity fits, you know, but I don't know, I was always worried it's gonna fall off, but really doesn't even feel loose. It's pretty tight seal on there, so that's good. Really, there's not a whole lot to say on this four-wheeler. It's a pretty basic machine, you know. You got your high, low, neutral, and reverse and park, and then high, low, and off for headlights, engine run off switch, and then the reverse override, which I thought that was kind of weird. I never heard of that before. But so when you put in reverse, if you want to go, I think it's governed at like 10 miles per hour in reverse, but if you push in the override button, you can go however fast you want, which I don't know, I guess for snow plowing it'd be nice, but I don't snow plow with this machine, so it's not a big deal. And then you got your two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, Polaris calls it. But I'll start it up and I'll go through the mode settings on it. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But so RPMs you got, and then you got your fuel gauge indicator, what gear you're in, and what if you're in two-wheel or four-wheel drive. And you got miles per hour, same thing up there. And then odometer, I guess I got 518 miles on it. I was thinking I'd less than that, but apparently not. And then trip 1, trip 2, and then the volts. And then that's 46 hours on the machine. And I got 29 more hours until I have to do my next oil change. And then, I'm not really sure what that one is. Oh, and then my engine temp, which is 167 Fahrenheit right now. And then back to RPMs, and then this one just goes backwards. And then you got a mode, you can switch, you know, customize some of the stuff on there. But overall, it's pretty basic, you know, nothing, you know, crazy. I mean, it is nice. It does have an actual screen versus some of the older ones, you know, had the actual gauge. But I don't know, more electronic stuff, more stuff to break. So I don't know what, I guess I don't really have too much of an opinion on that type of stuff, but who knows. But yeah, so I've really liked this four-wheeler. So, and I actually think I'd recommend, you know, getting one of these, you know, for that price. I mean, yeah, it's no, you know, 850 or whatever, but it's 400, you know, it's a 450, but it's technically 500 cc's, I guess. That's what the title says it is considered, as 500 cc's. So it's got a lot of power. I mean, it's pretty quick, and I've actually wheelied this thing. I've jumped it, and there's no complaints for it being underpowered. But I mean, an 850 would be nice just because it's got more power. But really, I mean, this is all the average person needs, you know. It's a good utility quad. It's good trail riding quad, you know. I mean, it's decent in the mud that we have around here. I mean, if you guys have seen my mudding video, you know, you see that it gets through it just fine in 4 high or 4 low. But yeah, and then you do have this storage compartment under here, which this is nice because I like to keep tow strap down there to pull someone out, or have someone pull me out, and then just a few bungee cords just to bungee down whatever I want to the rack. But this was another kind of big selling point for me on it, was just all the storage that this thing, just this nice rack up front. It's just so nice for throwing whatever in, and then you got your little toolbox one in the back. This one you can't fit a whole lot in, but it's nice, you know. The other four-wheeler I was considering was a Honda Rancher, and just for obvious reason, you know, a lot of reasons, I just decided this, I think, would be a better machine that'd fit me, so fit my needs better, I guess. But maybe I'll make a whole nother video on why I bought this over the Honda Rancher, because I feel like that's what this is really pretty well compared to, with price and power. I think it's actually got a lot more power though than the Honda Rancher. I've never driven a new Rancher. I guess I've driven a few of the older ones, but none of the new ones. But yeah, I was considering one of those, and this just seemed a lot better in many ways. But all right, I think I'm gonna end out the video now. Yeah, I'd recommend getting one of these. I think that's what I'm gonna leave it at. So anyways, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what other type of videos you'd like to see on this thing. Thanks.